Hello, welcome to Lesson 6 of Palabras. I'm Rupert. I'm a teacher today. I'm going to explain about the contents of the Lesson 6. Okay, in this new lesson, you're going to see that learning to speak English is easier than learning to speak Spanish. For example, to say that something is going to happen in the future, the verbs in Spanish become very complicated. The verb to travel changes to, well, it becomes viajare, viajarás, viajará, viajaremos, viajaréis, y viajarán. In English, we simply say will travel, will travel. Okay. Of course, don't forget the pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. We always use those. So I will travel, etc. We'll see that in a minute. So how great is it that if you're learning to speak English and not Spanish, because there are so many different endings of the verbs in Spanish, and in English it's simply will travel. So let's look at the vocabulary. As usual, tienes que aprender todos. You have to learn everything. Very important to learn all the vocabulary. So here we have some adjectives, easy and hard, and a few prepositions, on, off, belong, increase. Okay, these are verbs. Omit, reach, refuse, suppose, talk. Okay, and we have some more adjectives and more verbs. Am, was, were. Well, you know the score. You have to learn all of these. Very, very important. There's some nouns and all sorts of words in here. Hearty, please. Preposition to. Tea and coffee. And these are nouns. Stone, light. Okay, let's look at something that is happening in the future. Okay, to say that something is going to happen in the future, you only have to add will to the sentence. The verb stays the same. For this, to say that something is going to happen in the future is easier in English than in Spanish, okay? So look at all the different endings in Spanish. Quite complicated. And in English, we just say, I will travel. You will travel. He will travel. Okay? Now we need some words to go with that. And I think somewhere we learned some of these. Pasado, present, tomorrow, okay? El año que viene, semana que viene, next week, next year. I will travel tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow I will travel to Madrid. Okay? Tomorrow you will travel to London. Okay, so you can see this. She will travel, it will travel, we will travel. Fácil o no? Okay, let's change following sentences. Let's change them into the future tense. So this is the present tense. The secretary works. Okay, so the secretary. Let's imagine the secretary is a she. She works. The secretary works. Okay? We have the S. She works. Okay? But when we change it to the future, will work. No S. Okay? No S. There's no S on he, she, or it. Okay? It's different from the verb to do. Do también is an auxiliary verb, and have. And when we use third person, we say she does, he does. Okay? And if we use the verb tener, have, he has, she has. But with will, there's no change. Okay? No change at all. Let's look at the let's look at the conjugation of will. Let's have a look. I like this one. This is English Club. You can find it on the internet. And we can see, oh, let me just move this. Okay. Simple future tense, I will. The simple future tense is often called will, because we make the simple future tense with the modal auxiliary will. Okay, the difference entre will and have and does. Have, does, y también el verbo to be is, so they are solely auxiliary verbs, okay? But will is a modal auxiliary. Slightly different, okay? Will is a modal auxiliary. Modal verbs are different. We're going to learn that in the future lesson. So how do we make the simple future tense? The structure of the simple future tense is subject, so I, you, he. The auxiliary verb will, okay, will, and the main verb. And the main verb must be in the infinitive, okay? Always in the infinitive. Sin tu, okay? I will open the door. Okay? You will finish before me. Antes de me. Okay? She will. Okay, this is negative. We're going to look at that negative later. You will finish before me. I will open the door. Okay? We will go to London tomorrow, etc. Okay, so let's go back to the lesson. Okay, exercise 6.2, the secretary works. The secretary will work. Okay, this work, teach, these are verbs, to teach, enseñar. Okay, be, ser o estar. In English, solo be. Okay. Now after will, siempre, always use the infinitive sin tu. Okay. So the secretary will work. She will work. You will teach in the summer. This is the present. You teach in the summer. Every year you teach in the summer. But you will teach in the summer que viene. You will teach in the summer, next summer. Okay. He will be the president. Uno día, he will be the president one day. Okay, so just this. Here you help yourself. Okay, so she has 7 tickets. Okay, she will have 7 tickets. Okay, the doctor cleans a diamond. The doctor will clean a diamond. Okay, sin S. Okay, so you do this exercise. I think it's quite easy. It is very, very easy. Okay. Now, how to say that? How to say no in the future? Okay. Well, we simply add the word not. Okay. Entre. Will, the auxiliary verb, and travel, the subject verb. Okay. I will not travel. You will not travel. He will not travel. She will not travel. Okay. Now, there is also in this, okay, we're going to learn later, contracciones. Okay, contracciones. Very, very important. We're going to learn them in another lesson, but I want you to have a look, a quick look. So I'm going to go back here. Okay. First of all, she will not be at school tomorrow. Okay. We will not leave. We will not leave yet. Okay. We will not leave yet. Okay. So contractions. When we use the simple future tense in speaking, we often contract the subject and auxiliary verb. So I will becomes I'll. Okay? You will becomes you'll. You'll. He will, he'll. She will, she'll. It'll, will, they'll. Okay? And for negative sentences, this is un poquito más difícil. This is a little more difficult. Negative sentence, we contract with won't. So I will not becomes I won't. Entonces es todo lo mismo. I won't, you won't, he won't, she won't, it won't, we won't, they won't. Okay? So you have to use that. Okay? You have to use that. Now, how do we use the simple future tense? Okay, we use the simple future tense when there is no plan or decision to do something. Porque hay otra, there is another method of using the future, and that is by saying going to, going to. Okay, it's like saying tengo que irme. I have to go now. Okay. Ir. Vamos a ir. We're going to go. We're going to go. Vamos a ir. We're going to go. Okay? Or voy a ver. I'm going to see. I'm going to see. Okay? But this lesson is about will. We're going to concentrate on will. Okay, so where are we? We're learning about how to say no. No. In the future. Okay? So, English Mara, lo siento. Here are the examples. Okay? We put not entre subject and the verb. Okay? The secretary will work. Sin S. And when we make it negative, the secretary will not work. Okay? Con contracción, the secretary won't work. The secretary won't work. Is exactamente lo mismo. Will not or won't. Will not or won't. Okay? When we're talking, it's easier to use the contraction. When we're writing, sometimes it's lo mismo. It's the same. The secretary will not work. Okay? You teach in the summer. Future, you will teach in the summer. Negative, you will not teach in the summer. Okay? He is the president. Future, he will be the president. Okay? He will not be the president. He won't be the president. Okay, so you do these exercises. And the next one, lots of exercise. My family occupies that house. My family will occupy that house. Okay, look how the verb changes. Occupies. back to infinitive. Yeah? Look at my husband is a doctor. The infinitive of is, be, okay? My husband will be a doctor. Okay? This is quite difficult. This is quite difficult. You have to look at this. You have to change it, because with a word like be, the conjugation is más difícil. It's like I am, you are, he is. Well, my husband is he. He is a doctor. And in the future, my husband will be a doctor. My husband will be a doctor. This is easier because you can see the conjugation is not so difficult. The girl drinks, she drinks tea. Okay? The girl will drink tea. Oh, look here. Here we have the contraction in the negative, using the contraction won't. Okay? So here you get to practice. Mr. Perez is my teacher. Okay? In the future, Mr. Perez will not be my teacher. Entonces, Mr. Perez won't be my teacher. So you have here, his friend misses his daughter. His friend will miss his daughter. His friend will not miss his daughter. Entonces, his friend won't miss his daughter. Okay? So let's do a difficult one. I think the verb to be is difficult. He is my neighbor. He is my neighbor. Okay. Changing this to the future. He will be my neighbor. He will be my neighbor. Negative. He will not be my neighbor. He will not be my neighbor. So, with the contraction, he won't be. Will not changes to won't. Won't. He won't be my neighbor. He won't be my neighbor. Okay? He won't wear a suit. Maria won't drive a car. Okay. You practice these. Their friend. Okay, you're going to translate these following sentences to Spanish. Okay? Their friend will destroy their home. Su amigo destruirá su hogar. Okay? So you have to translate these ones. The girl will wear a hat. We will have a car. Tendremos un coche. Okay, you can translate all these. And there are more of these to do in the exam. I will not call your brother. Yo no llamaré a su hermano. A su hermano. I will not call your brother. Okay, translate the following sentences to English. So, mi hermana viajará mañana. My sister will travel tomorrow. You will not work. Okay. My mother will take a coffee. Okay. I won't wear this dress. I won't wear. Okay, usar, we can say use también. I won't use, but it's más natural, it's easier to say I will not wear. Wear, llevar, llevará puesto. Okay. The children will grow. See, you're going to learn lots of language, lots of vocabulary, translating all these. Okay? What does this say? This company will not have success. Okay. This company will not have success. Okay, how to ask about the future. How to ask questions. Very easy. It's like all the other conjugations of do, have, to be. Okay? We put the auxiliary verb, okay, in front of the pronoun. So we simply change the order of the words, putting will first. I will travel. Okay? Yo viajar. Of course, in Spanish, nothing changes. Okay? But in English, will, I will changes to will I. Okay? Like, I do changes to do I. Or I have changes to have I. Okay? Or you are changes to are you. Okay? So will I travel? Will you travel? You can see it's all the same. Okay? Very easy. Very easy. Okay, change the following sentences to ask questions about the future. Okay? So, here's the examples. I would live in that house. Okay? I will live in that house. To make it in a question, will I live in that house? Cambia también entonación. Like, will I live in that house? Okay? This is a statement. I will live. I will live in that house. And this is, no sé, will I live in that house? Okay? And that gentleman will talk to the lady. Okay? Will that gentleman talk to the lady? Okay? Mr. Rodriguez will be sick. Señor Rodriguez estará enfermo. Okay? We say, will Mr. Rodriguez be sick? Okay? My brother will study. Mi hermano estudiará. Okay? Will my brother study? Okay? Don't forget the question mark. One question mark after the question. Okay? Will my brother study? Will his wife own that dress? Okay, so will goes first. Will his wife, his, okay, it's a possessive adjective. Will his wife own that dress? Okay, it's quite easy. Let's just take one at random. His friend will adopt a child. Okay, su amigo adoptará un niño. Okay, his friend will adopt a child. Let's make a question. Will his friend adopt a child? Will his friend adopt a child? With that question mark. Okay, so you do this exercise. Lots and lots of exercises. Okay? And when you want to see if you have them correct, you can call me or you can call Professor Lulu and talk about your translations, and make all your questions, okay? Okay, translate the following sentences to English. His wife drinks water. Future. His wife will drink water. Okay, question. Will his wife drink water? Will his wife drink water? The president retires. The president will retire. No sé cuándo. Quizá mañana o año que viene. Okay? Question. Will the president retire? Will the president retire? Okay. So lots of exercises for you to study here. Like this. Let's have a look. What does this say? They finished eating the food. They finished. Ellos terminan la comida. Okay? Will they finish eating the food? Okay? They will finish eating the food. Will they finish eating the food? Translate it in every way you can. Like in this example. What does this one say? The doctor goes to the theatre. Okay? The doctor will go to the theatre. Will the doctor go to the theatre? And what about in negative? Can you say it in negative? The doctor won't go to the theatre. Okay? Now, you do lots and lots of practice on this exercise. And cuando puedas, call. Okay? Call me or Professor Lulu. And we can talk about all these things that you are learning. Okay? See you next time for lesson 7. Goodbye.